All right, let's get into it. The account is called Allen Analysis. Brian Allen runs it and has racked up over 2 billion views per year with fewer than 300,000 followers. His top post pulled 237,000 likes and 38,000 retweets. And his 15th most viral post still cracked 117,000 likes. His top 15 tweets average roughly 163,000 likes each from an account with 292,000 followers, which means non-followers are finding the content at massive scale. It's way simpler than it sounds. When a post pulls more likes than you have followers, the algorithm is actively recruiting new people into your feed, which means the content is driving distribution now. You're playing to strangers, not subscribers. Your first line is where you win or lose. Allen knows this. His most liked tweet opens with a siren emoji, then major breaking. Then Epstein survivors just announced they will release their own list of names. One sentence doing 3 things. The siren and all caps signal urgency, Epstein carries enormous emotional weight, and survivor-led frames it as justice versus power before the reader has processed what they're reading. Then he drops a quote and the tweet cuts off mid-sentence, right before the payoff. X shows a preview in feeds, and Allen consistently ends that preview at the most tension-filled moment, which means the reader has to tap show more to get the resolution. That tap is an engagement signal to the algorithm, and Allen engineers it deliberately. I used to teach the opposite until I saw the data. His 4th most liked tweet does something completely different. No siren, no breaking news, just pure dialogue. Dean asks what the tariff on bananas is. Lutnick says 10%. Dean points out Walmart already raised banana prices by 8%. Lutnick says if you build in America, there's no tariff. Dean says you can't build bananas in America. 212,000 likes with 0 editorializing. Allen recognized the moment was the content and got out of its way. Every influencer is saying the opposite of what works. When you map his top performing posts, 5 formats keep showing up. The first is the breaking drop. Lead with the siren emoji and breaking. State the headline, add a short quote, and close with a 1-line moral verdict. His Doug Ford post follows this exactly. Ontario Premier cancels Elon Musk's Starlink contract and bans all U.S. companies from government contracts. 166,000 likes. Journalistic structure, emotional framing, shareable by a specific political tribe. The second format is the dialogue drop. Third is the slow burn revelation. Build tension line by line, then land on a verdict. His JP Morgan post, JP Morgan just threw in the towel, they now officially project a US recession in 2026. JP Morgan is forecasting a US recession in 2026, 175,000 likes. The second sentence reframes the first, so he's not reporting, he's translating, and translations get shared when the original source is too dry for a casual reader. Most of you already figured this out. The 4th format is the outrage inventory. List facts, deliver a verdict sharper than any individual fact. Let me get this straight. One of the richest CEOs on earth walks into the White House, hands the president a literal bar of gold like it's some Renaissance bribe, and walks out with a tariff exemption worth billions. 153,000 likes. Let me get this straight, positions the reader as someone discovering the absurdity alongside him rather than being lectured at. The 5th format is the character study. Allen zooms into a small human moment and uses it to make a sweeping argument about values. He posted about Zohran Mamdani stepping away from reporters to talk with a cab driver, then wrote, "One side chases headlines, the other chases humanity." And that got 131,000 likes. Any creator can use this, so pick a founder who took a call from a customer instead of a VC meeting. Same structure, different niche. Nobody in my industry will tell you this. Allen has a pattern I'd call the surprising defection. When someone crosses expected political lines, he's there with the receipt. Tucker Carlson calling out Trump pulled 155,000 likes. Republicans voting to strip Trump of tariff power brought in 135,000, and Dallas filling with anti-Trump protesters hit 163,000. Watching the other side contradict itself drives the engagement. Contradictions get shared, but confirmation gets ignored. His topic selection follows from this. He educates his audience on well-known topics, not obscure ones. He's taking stories already dominating conversations and delivering the most distilled, clarifying version. Epstein, tariffs, recession forecasts, political defections. Every topic in his top 20 was already in the news cycle. The frame is Allen's value add, not the fact. You don't need to be first. You need to be clearest. If you want to find these kinds of posts in your own niche, SocialBoner has an outlier detection feature that surfaces posts from small accounts massively overperforming their follower count. The Bone It feature rewrites a viral post using its structural patterns in your voice for your audience, and auto-tweet keeps you posting at the volume where compounding starts. Allen calls himself a political sledgehammer, and that's a precise description of how he writes. Short sentences as verdicts, moral framing over factual framing, a consistent register of controlled disbelief. You can't make this level of incompetence up. You heard that correctly. When he says you can't make this up, he's really saying, I know this sounds insane, and we're in this together. Shared disbelief is community building disguised as commentary, and his numbers hold with an audience a quarter the size most creators assume they need. Peace, I'll catch you on the next one. If you need leads, check out Scraper City, and for cold email coaching, check out Gallet on Gold. And if you want to grow on Twitter and X, use SocialBoner. The next video is coming up now.